29th of May, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back. Baruch Hashem. Okay, where are we holding?
We're on Yud Chet Amid Base.
Wow. Okay.
I think we're up to Avad Rabba Uvda.
Um, Before the Mishnah?
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, there is no mission on this page.
oh yeah, I see. I'm in base.
Yud
Okay.
Chet Amid Base. It's near the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Ovid Rabba Uvda.
So Rabba ruled in an actual case. Behahu Gita de Ish Takach Be Kisna de Pumbedisa, concerning a bill of divorce that was discovered in a flax house in Pumbedisa. So he ruled that it should be returned, according to the English. Kishmate, in accordance with his aforementioned conclusion. Ika de Amre Hecha Dimizabne Kisna. There are those who say that it was found in a place where flax was sold, as opposed to a flax house. I guess a flax house is where it's stored.
Yeah.
V'hu shelo chuchzeku. And it was returned because the existence of a second couple with identical names had not been established. Afal gav dishevichin shayarasa. Therefore, even though caravans were common in the flax market, it was still returned. Ve'ika de amre hecha disaru kisna. And there are those who say the bill of divorce was discovered in a place where flax was soaked. Afal gav de huch zaku. So that even though the existence of a second couple with identical names had been established, it was still returned. Delo shechicha shayaros, because caravans were not common. Rab Zera, Rami, Mas, Nisan.
We have Rashi.
You should. We're going to find where we're up to. Okay, there is the place where I see Rashi starting for the doing is a few of the narrow lines down. Are we up to Heicha, the Nechamne Kitna? No, there's one
Yeah,
before that.
or what about Kashmaise?
Shemaise. Meiser is something that happened because there was this thing that happened. The Be'in that we need, Tarte, we need both of these things. The Hacha and here, Chad, and here it is one who. The Have, that there is the Achsharia. And that is that it's an Aksharia. Now, what's an Aksharia? There's only one thing, not two things.
Okay, so we're sort of like in the middle over here, as always. The Gemora says, Avad Rabba Uvda, Kishmaise. In other words, Avad Rabba Uvda means he made a ruling in an actual case in Kishmaise, according to the way that he taught, and his opinion was in halacha on the matter.
Right.
But we'd have to go back to see where it is that he said anything about this case over here.
Right.
That's what Rashi is talking about, actually. Kishmaise, Rashi says he made an actual ruling, like the way that he held that the halacha was that the be'in and tarte, that you need two things. So what two things do you need, and what is it that you're talking about? What's the case that you need two things, those two things? So it sounds like we're talking about the issue of returning this lost what is it over here? Eksuva. Is that what it is? What is it?
It's discussed on the previous page. Near the bottom, it says Vafilu b'makom she hashyarus mitzvot. Now, even if the get was found in a place where caravans are common, so that's one condition, caravans are common. V'hu shehuch zaku shnei Yosef ben Shimon ba'ir achas. Second condition is that they found that there's two couples with the same names in the same city.
Okay, so the issue is, whose hand did it fall from? If we're talking about a get, a bill of divorce, so did it fall from the husband? Did it fall from the wife? It's quite a big nafkamina, because that'll be a nafkamina of whether it was that she was divorced. If it fell from the wife's hand, so that sounds like he gave it to her, meaning that there was a proper giving of the get.
Well, we don't know whose hand it fell from. They just found it in this flax house or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. So now the question is, uh,
No,
so maybe the
word
oh, so
Aksharia,
we're not.
the Aksharia meant the caravan. That's what that Aksharia was. It's a Shayara. That's there was a question about it falling from a caravan.
Maybe get. Okay, so what I'm confused about over here is maybe it's not the issue of whether or not the woman was divorced. It's just a matter of which husband do we give it back to? We're not talking about giving it back to a wife.
I don't know that that's true. Let's see. What does it say about who he gives it to? When it says return it, I think they're saying return it to the court.
Okay. What's a gite nashim v'shifrei avodim daitike matana v'shovrim harei ze lo yakzir. So this is the Mishnah over here on Yud Ches Amud Aleph.
Right. So if he finds a get, he should not return it, according to the Mishnah.
No Yachzir.
Retract.
Kosev Hashtar v'lo l'mi shenek v'avuro. Wow. Okay, so not to give it back to I guess the husband or the wife. I don't know. There's no Rashi here. There's no Rashi on the Mishnah about. Where's the Rashi? Where's the Rashi on the Mishnah?
On the Mishnah.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Rashi says on the words of the Mishnah. It says lo yachzir. Oh, so one second. Maybe it's self-explanatory if we read the rest of the Mishnah. The Mishnah says lo yachzir, don't return it. Shani omer, because I say, ksuvin hayu, the document was drawn up, v'nimlach aleihen, but then they changed their minds. Shelo litnan, and they changed their minds to not give it, meaning they said, no, I'm not going to give this get.
Right.
So well, that wouldn't explain why you don't give it back to the husband. He had it written up. He just decided not to give it, so give it back to him. I understand why you wouldn't give it to the wife, but why would you not give it to the husband? Okay, so in any case, We're discussing Rabbah over here. Oh, maybe what does the Gemara say? Time of the Nimlach. The whole reason to not give it back, says the Gemara, is because Nimlach, because the one that had it drawn up, he changed his mind. He backed down had didn't decided not to give it. Amar Tenu Nosnin Biafilu Lizman Meruba. Raminu Hamevi get va'avad himenu matzula alter kosher imlav puzzle. Amarava lo kasha kan b'makom shasharis mitzuyos kan b'makom she'ena sharis mitzuyos. V'afil b'makom shasharis mitzuyos v'hu shehufliku shnei Yosef ben Shimon be'ir achas. The lo tema hachi kasha the Rabbah. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, anyway, so that's what you've been talking about. So okay, so over here, the Gemara is saying that where we started today, we found a case that Rabbah did according to his ruling. And Rashi says that what that refers to, according to his ruling, that to be in tarti, that you need both requirements. Okay. Charis Mitzuyas and Chazaka. Uksika Shnei Yosef ben Shimon Be'ir, meaning two people with the same name. And presumably not only the husband's got to have the same name, but the wife has also got to have the same name.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, and what did the rest of the Rashi say? V'hacha chadahu dahavi. Oh, and here there was only one of those two conditions. But actually, but it was nevertheless certified. What does Rashi mean that it was certified? I guess it was certified to what? To give back?
Akshay means certified.
From the word kosher.
130? Exercise?
כפי שתעשה שאין להכשיר של שני יוסף בן שמעון, אלא במקום שהוחזקו שם שניים ששמו שהם שווים. כן דווקא אם היו שיעורס מצויוס. Okay, so I think the way it works is like this. These two conditions are that what's the concern over here? The concern over here is to give back the document to the wrong person. To give back the document to the wrong person. So what are we worried about? That the chazaka refers to there's a chazaka, meaning that there is a presumption. I don't know why it calls it presumption. I would say it's known. It's known that there's two guys that got the same name, exact same name, and their wife has got the same exact name too. But even in that case, and that's in the same town, but even if you require both conditions, that means you have to place where Sharis and Mitsuyas mean that you've got very fluid transportation in the area from one side of the area to the other. And so you don't say, well, it's true that we got two Yosef ben Shimons in the area, but one lives all the way on the far east end of the area, and the other one lives on the far west of the area. And it was found in the far west of the area. So why should we assume that it was? Why should we be worried that it fell from the Yosef ben Shimon in the other area in the far east? Let's assume that it fell from the one who lives in this area. So he said, no, you can't do that if there's Sharis Mitzias, because maybe he went over there. And it fell over there from the one that lives in the far east. So in other words, you would really only have a concern, according to Rabbah, that maybe you're not giving it back to the right person if you have both of those conditions. You got two people with the exact same name. The wives got the exact same name, and you also got Sharis Mitsuyas. That there's fluid transportation between all areas of the town, and therefore it's then we would be concerned that maybe we can't give it back to either one of them because we don't know which one definitely that fell from. We can't assume that it fell from the one who lives in the area that we found it in. Okay. So that I would assume that all of that has been you've discussed all of this in the previous past few days.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so in other words, Rashi's saying Rabbah was of the opinion that the Be'inin Tarti, you need both requirements.
Right.
Both requirements to do what? Both requirements to be concerned about the possibility that you're giving it to the wrong guy. And so if you don't have both of those requirements, it would seem like what we're saying is, according to Rabbah, you would just give it back to the guy in the locale that you found the get in.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so now the next Rashi is Heichad is the Mezavne Kisna.
Heiche. I had the place 2 seconds ago. Heiche, how is it? The Mezavne Kisna. That's like he sold the flax.
Right, as opposed to what we said before that yeah.
Okay,
We just called it a Beikisna.
And it says here the Shayarot on these caravan, Mitsuyan Sham we found there. The Levot come uliknod and to sell.
Oh.
The Hadriya Misham.
Mishum.
What's Mishum? Oh, Mishum is garlic. I don't know what Hadriya is.
Oh, so here we're saying like this. We're saying you know, I thought, what do what's the difference whether it's a place that it's a Bekisna or it's a Mazavne Kisna? What's the big deal? So Rashi says, oh, there's a very big deal over here because he says that if we're talking about a place that they sell the Kisna, Rashi says that the Shairas Mitsuyas Sham, right, in a place where they're selling things. So so they make it readily transportation to get over there in order to buy the stuff. Levo Leviknos, to come over there and to acquire. So now we're not going to say to ourselves, well, since that place is in the east side, so we can rule out that it was that it fell from the Yosef ben Shimon that lives on the other side. So no, because they got Sharis Mitsuyas, and he may have come over there in order to buy over there because that's it's very easily possible to take the light rail and get over there. And then Rashi says v'hadre, and then he v'hadre. It sounds like we're talking about Rabbah. And that he reversed his position on the matter. Why did he do that? Mishum, because.
Let me go where that's where I stopped. Hadre means return. Went back on his word, and it says Mishum. Let me get the place there. Delo Huzaka Shnei, because he doesn't. It's not established that there are Shnei Yosef ben Shimon. There are two people with that name, the ear in that city. Shenichtav, that it was written in. V'lo Chashinim, we're not concerned, Lomar, to say, Yesh Ir Echeret, that there's another city, Sheshama Khan, that his name is there. We're not concerned about it being two cities.
Oh, so here
the same guy's name in a different city.
Yeah, we're saying we're only going to be concerned if we got two Yosef ben Shimons in one city. So if it hasn't been established, Rashi says, but huksiko Shnei Yosef ben Shimon be'ir shenechtov bo, if there's not two people that got that name of Yosef ben Shimon in the city where the get was written, and of course in the get it says the city that it was written. So now there's two identifying characteristics in the get, which are going to identify the man that had this get written, his name and the city that he's from. So if there's only one Yosef ben Shimon in this ear, so then Rashi says, so we got no concern that it fell from a different Yosef ben Shimon. What about if we got a Yosef ben Shimon in the next city? Maybe the Yosef ben Shimon from the next city, he also came in to buy over here. It's a good place to buy over here. No, says Rashi, we're not worried about that. Lo chayshinin, we're not gonna be choshesh that it was a Yosef ben Shimon that lives in a different city. Shishmo Kazu. And he's got the exact same name as this guy here, Yosef ben Shimon. That far, we're not going to be concerned. Okay. Okay.
Take care. Shabbat shalom.
Tomorrow,
Shalom, Phil.
Tomorrow, 10:30, right?
Yes. As Hashem.
Sunday's Erev Shvuot. Are you planning something Sunday or not? On the Erev Chag.
Rabbi First is going to be doing the Friday schedule on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because I got in addition to Yom Tov preparations, I also got something else to do. So,
so we won't have Sunday. We'll be back on.
Yeah,
they're back on Tuesday. Then be back. Sunday and Monday is Shvuot. Okay, so Chag Sameach also.
Is this Ruchag? We're gonna have a normal schedule on Tuesday?
Is this Ruchag? Isruchag is
Yeah.
not Isruchag is not Chag here. Unless somebody's tuning, nobody's coming in from the States on these things. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
normal schedule on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Regular schedule. Okay, take care.
All right,
Okay, all the best.
bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.